Again, now we continue our build-up to Women's Day, which is tomorrow. One industry that remains male-dominated is the agriculture sector. But the involvement of women in farming could increase food security. Let's discuss this now with Kershni Maharaj from agriculture company AGCO Africa. Kershni, very good afternoon, and thanks so much for your time. So I've been trying to figure out, just reading about you, what exactly your job is. It sounds very complicated. It sounds like something I could never do in a million years. How did you, or why did you choose this career, or did it actually choose you?
I think it chose me, and good afternoon, Rebecca. Thank you for having me. Definitely, I come from a banking background, so I have 23 years of banking or finance background, and I was passionate about entrepreneurship, and I went into learning about entrepreneurs, joining an incubation company for about 5 years. But I was always, I guess, intrigued about agriculture and what that had to offer, and I think maybe it was just going back to my roots. I grew up in Howick. It's in the Midlands, a farming area. So I think I was drawn to entrepreneurship within the agri space, and I learned about it and got stuck into just, helping out, making a difference. I worked for an NGO for a while, and then AGCO came up, and it was an absolute perfect fit for me. Whilst, massive a multinational company headquartered in the USA, the vision and the purpose of AGCO just kind of fits right into areas I want to make an impact in, and yeah, so it was a perfect fit for me. So I take.
Kershni, let's talk about how you're actually sort of helping others come up, because it says here that you run your own organization, which is something you do. I'm not sure if it's on the side or attached to this, where you nurture startups in the sector, helping, they say, impacting food security one farmer at a time. Practically, what is it that you're actually doing to achieve this?
Right. So definitely the business that I run is a side business. It's mostly to feed the passion and to just help where I can. But since joining AGCO, I get to do it on a much larger scale. We predominantly are a mechanization company where we look at innovative solutions through mechanization to support farmers and to sustainably feed the world. And through that, I get to work directly with a network of dealers and a network of farmers who are able to, grow better crops and grow better food, creating employment and helping, again, the food security issues. So that's through AGCO, and there's numerous programs that, AGCO has that helps in terms of getting close to the farmer, making sure that they have right type of equipment and the right type of support to ensure that they are able to, prosper and become sustainable farmers.
No. As the common perception out there, I'm sure you're aware, is that this is a very male-dominated sector, and it very might well be, but of course the likes of you changing that. What are the challenges that you're still facing as a woman in the sector, Kershni?
There are very few people or women in senior or executive positions within the ag industry. So I get to engage quite a bit with communities in the rural areas, and I see how many women are really keen on getting involved in agriculture, but not just about having a job. It's about learning a skill, learning to provide, learning to support their families, and learning how to run businesses. However, when you step into the corporate environment of ag, there's very few of us that exist, and we stand out. We actually do kind of stick out like a sore thumb, if I may say so. We're very few and far between. In the boardrooms, it's definitely still male-dominated environment. But we take that as an opportunity, and I speak for myself as well. We just lean in. We take advantage of what opportunities exist, and see the challenges as opportunities for us to be better and to take up some space.
Do you find that there's a lot of resistance to ideas that you might come up with because you're a woman? Do you experience that often?
Not in the context of where I am right now. I have to admit, AGCO offers really the freedom for you to innovate, for you to contribute, So again, it's a great environment for me personally. I work with a leadership team and a support structure that's incredibly supportive and open to ideas and promoting agriculture in Africa. However, if I look at some of my counterparts, I'm often in conversations with them around how we can improve on leaning in at the boardroom table or our voices be heard. It is still a continuous struggle. There's the common issues that have existed for a long time around salaries and males getting preference for certain roles. So I think that's still there. There's not enough transformation that's happened just yet.
So as a woman, Kershni, what do you think you bring to this? I mean, we are talking food security. We're talking feeding the world, basically. And who does it better than women trying to plan? I mean, we were thinking about feeding people from the time we open our eyes in the morning, right? So what do you think you bring to the sector? What do you think you bring to agriculture, to farming, to food security as a woman? Because we know also we have a very different way of thinking about things from men. And it's not that one is better or one is right and one is wrong. We just think differently. And we can think about many things at the same time. So how has that benefited you, having those qualities as a woman, in trying basically to solve the world's food problems?
You couldn't be more right in terms of those statements that you've made. We find ourselves quite emotional and nurturing by nature. So I think we sometimes tend to see that as our weakness, but I choose to see that as our strength. That varies trait of ours, our personalities, as to the nurturing nature or the caring nature that we have, the kindness that we have. We just dive into things, we get them done. And I think the purpose is about having an impact, making sure that we are able to serve. So what differentiates us from males in this particular environment? I think I have an equal balance of head and heart. So I come from a background, so it's very commercial. So I think commercially, because it is at the end of the day, we do all want to make money and we want to grow businesses and be profitable. On the other side, I feel for the people. I feel, the need for us to nurture, the need for us to be empathetic and supportive and be able to give back. And it's not just about making money, it's about having great livelihoods and being better people and being able to, show that you can contribute in some way and make an impact. And for me, every day that I wake up, it's about exactly that. About being able to say today, what difference can I make? Not just for myself, but for the people that I touch.
And how is the sector prioritizing female or women farmers?
When I look at, and this month particularly when, women are being profiled, there are a couple of women farmers that are coming to mind and are being profiled. But I think we're only being profiled because it's Women's Month, and I've seen some of them for the first time. And it just warms my heart to see that they're getting some recognition for what they do. We have some great women farmers, particularly in the Western Cape, Eastern Cape area, that dominate and have been recognized in terms of some programs, either run by financial institutions or run by incubation companies. But I think they're few and far between. We need to do much, much more to lift women in farming and ag sector in its entirety. I mean, I'm one of very few in the mechanization side of farming, but in the mainstream of farmers as well, very few female farmers that are coming up, and you see the same names as well that just get repeat type of recognition, but we need some new ones coming along as well.
Well, Kershni, as we know, we were looking at unemployment on such a large scale in this country now. We're looking also at our young women who are looking for direction and looking for career guidance. And I'd be willing to bet that not many have looked at this sector, not many have looked at agriculture and food security. Just some words of encouragement from your side to them. Is it worth it getting into the sector, and what would they have to offer? Absolutely. I think agriculture was previously perceived to be
not the mainstream kind of career option to go through. But the agriculture has changed over the years. You know, it's no more this laborious type of environment where you're working the fields and working the soils. There is so much more to ag. And the technology that it brings, the mechanization solutions that you have, it's so exciting. And there's so much more to learn that I would absolutely encourage people, and the youth specifically, and women obviously, to dive in. You know, take opportunities, take the opportunities that present to you, and just learn, grow. Don't consider it being just a male-dominated environment. You know, I aspire to Sheryl Sandberg, who wrote the book Lean In, and I continuously say that, you know, just lean in at the boardroom table, lean into an opportunity, lean into anything that presents itself to you that you want to grasp with both your hands and then prosper with it. I just really believe there is so much room for women to grow in this industry.
Wonderful. Kershni Maharaj, thank you so much for that, and continue with the great work. And I hope that many young women will take up that challenge and lean in, like you say. This is all.